Mr Mugabe, is the conference now assured of a successful outcome?
I can't say so, but what I can say is that so far there's been some substantial agreement rising from the fact that the transitional arrangements are more or less agreed. What remains about them actually is the ceasefire. If the ceasefire is agreed, then the arrangements, the transitional arrangements, will be regarded as having been agreed.
Can we talk about the transitional arrangements for a moment? What will be the position of the guerrilla forces? Have you sorted that out?
Well, this was the crucial issue, and we had to ensure that our forces are given equal treatment during the transitional period, the same treatment as the Rhodesian forces. And to take care of them, we insisted that they must be included in paragraph 13 of the refined British transitional proposals, which has been done. It was done this morning.
So what will be the position of your forces?
The position of our forces is exactly the same as the position of the Rhodesian forces. In other words, once in that category, they pass on to independence as the country's force, and it will be up to the government of the day, therefore, to perform the necessary integrating process.
Now, the other stumbling block was the length of the transitional period. What's been agreed on that?
The British position as at present is that the transitional period should be 2 months plus some 2 weeks or so, with 7 days of setting up the government, roughly 3 months. But our position is 6 months. We are prepared, now that there's been this compromise, which has been submitted to the British and to ourselves by President Kaunda, to reduce that to 4 months at least. The present position, again, in regard to that, is that this matter is not concluded. It depends entirely on the length of the ceasefire. If the ceasefire is going to require much more than 2 weeks, as we believe it will do, then certainly the transitional period will be much longer than the British envisage it.
Now, can we look at the ceasefire? What will be the role of the Commonwealth Forces? Has that been agreed, or is that still to be agreed?
The British government have been reluctant so far to suggest a role for any international peacekeeping force. What they have agreed to is a kind of monitoring unit, just a few hundreds of forces to monitor the ceasefire. But our view is that there should be quite a strong force to ensure that the ceasefire is upheld. And we suggested originally the involvement of the United Nations, because we felt the United Nations had the necessary experience, the necessary resources, and the necessary capacity. But we are amenable to any other suggestion that involves any other international body.
Do you envisage any other difficulties in getting agreement on the ceasefire?
I don't think so now. The difficulty might arise in respect of the strength of that force and also in respect of the functions that it should perform. But I think these are matters that can be negotiated.
And how long can it all be wrapped up? How long before the governor is flying out there?
I don't know. It depends entirely on whether the agreement is going to be reached sooner or later. There is still quite some work to be
A day or
accomplished.
two?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's as easy as all that. To work out a ceasefire program requires lots of time. In our opinion, you've got to take into account all kinds of factors.
But are you in a hurry to get home to start campaigning?
Not really. We are in a hurry to ensure that agreement is properly reached, that we understand each other on every aspect of that agreement, every provision that is going to be written in respect of the agreement is one we would like to study thoroughly. And if we can assure ourselves that we have actually clinched a settlement, then we will go about it in the same manner as anybody else would in trying to ensure that it's effected.
Do you feel in your bones that Rhodesia is now on the verge of a lasting peace?
I feel that if we can proceed and Lord Carrington can be more forthcoming as he was today when he conceded the point on our security forces, I think agreement could be reached sooner than later.
Mr. Mugabe, thank you very much.
Thank you.